discipline within yourself instead.
Well, let's see if Lucas can do that, knowing that this is a home crowd for Ian. Here we go, elimination match between Ian and Lucas. Who's gonna take it? Game number 1.
Log from Ian in an E-Spirit, maybe Hog Rider. Looking like he's going back to his bread and butter.
Like it, love to see it. Both these guys. We're gonna see Lucas playing Miner, Ian playing Hog. This is the type of matchup you wanna see, and Ian already with the emotes, but as you guys said before, those emotes don't really mean anything other than Ian's just doing what he does.
Right. Ice Spirit here will stop the Hog Rider. Will the Firecracker? No, it doesn't.
Oh, wow.
Okay, wow. The Hog just gets a connection, but the Firecracker does activate King. So Lucas is in a decent position going forward from here.
Perfect time to E-Spirit there to clean up the Royal Ghost, make sure it doesn't go invisible once again, but it is Lucas with the... Oh, excuse me, looks like these graphics are a bit swapped. Ian's on the bottom of the screen, Lucas at the top.
Hog inbound. Miner doing a great job of defending.
And Hog trying to go on through, stopped by the cannon. Lucas taking pause here. You imagine they've played this matchup against each other numerous times, maybe on ladder over the years, different versions of Miner control. Oof. And bomb does not go off in time. You see Ian with a little bit of a smile there, wishing he could have got that damage.
Second Ghost of the game. Evo Ghost will be in cycle soon. A very common idea is to use that Evo Ghost on defense from the Hog to prevent Earthquake value and to get a counter push. We'll see if Lucas is going to be able to make that happen.
Sneaks the Hog right in front, pre-Earthquake for the cannon. Hog Rider going to go through and get another shot in. So much spent. Bar Barrel, cannon, minions, doesn't matter. Ian breaks through once again.
I've played against Ian on ladder quite a few times, and this is always what it feels like. It seems like for some reason, his Hog Rider always just gets that final hit in.
It's the perfect timing, the early pre-Earthquake, knowing exactly how your opponent's going to respond, how much damage the units do, or the units that are in his hand, watching the cycle. And there we go. This is what you were talking about before, Juicy. The anti-Earthquake placement pushes it over with the Skellies. Firecracker not getting on top of the tower there. 1941, Royal Ghost comes in, and Firecracker almost gets a shot off.
Okay, here we go. This is Lucas's chance to really strike back. Evo goes, baiting out a lot of elixir on the left side. Miner trying to get some chip. And this is a really solid comeback from Lucas. It's just very even all of a sudden. Even Lucas taking lead.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ian's recognizing that Lucas is going to be able to defend as more elixir gets at his disposal. It's going to be so difficult to catch those miners over and over again, especially with that mighty miner. Sometimes you want to use it to protect the Hogs. Sometimes you need it defensively, as you can see right here, using it to protect that Firecracker.
Yep.
So now the miner going to be just a little bit harder to pick up.
And another Firecracker on the board, followed by another Hog. The Firecracker does not get hit by the Evo Cannon, but the Hog Rider push is successful in preventing too much damage.
And there you go, Miner poison right off the gate. Doesn't have the ability to drop Skellies. Is Ian here? Lucas is taking the damage lead a little bit farther, and Ian knows this is a tough spot to be in. Lucas getting a great deck pick here. Again, coachless.
Firecracker trying to get on tower. I think no, it doesn't. It doesn't get a single amount of chip. It does a little bit now, though. Ian's trying to make something happen despite Lucas's very solid Hog defenses.
And these minions are great because that Mighty Miner, you want to use the ability to take him off the board, but now instead not going to be a good tank at the bridge here. Although Hog getting a little bit of protection from the Mighty, Cannon going to clean things up, and now Lucas going right back on offense. Miner, Ice Spirit, Royal Ghost, minions.
Slight misstep on the Evo Cannon, forcing the Firecracker to come out for the minions. The poison does go down in case of skeletons, but Ian saves all of his elixir to try to make one final push here in triple time.
Yeah, Ian has to have a miracle happen here. Royal Ghost out on top of the cannon, minions, everything. And overspend doesn't matter when you have the lead, plus Miner poison Juicy. Is there any way to turn this around other than a miracle or a misplay?
I think that it's possible. He needs to keep up the pressure, and he needs to have very cheap, effective defenses versus these Miner.
991, 883, Miner goes in. Firecracker to catch the minions at the bridge. Mighty Miner at the bridge on the opposite side, most likely going to put a Hog behind. There it is. Early Earthquake, Cannon out of range. Great placement there from Lucas. Ian back in the lead, though.
Yeah, Ian back in the lead, continue to apply that pressure. Now a pre-poison plus Miner coming in hot. And Ian knows he can't defend. He decides to attack instead.
Hog does get pulled. Minions are there.
Oh my gosh.
Hog almost gets a hit.
Oh my gosh, it's so close. Another Hog inbound.
Need a way to stop this Hog. You need a way. There's the cannon.
The Evo Cannon stalls enough. One more Miner inbound and the poison is enough. Lucasxgamer takes game number 1.
And what a beautiful showing there. I mean, Ian, no. Can Ian keep his debut alive, or will Lucas continue on in the lower bracket?
Man. Okay, Ian just going straight for the aggression. I like that. And we talked about yesterday, Goblin Hut, not really what you want to see defense-wise.
Yeah, not my favorite thing to run into a Goblin Hut, or I mean have a Goblin Hut for that. Mortar going to clean it up pretty cleanly there. Going to get some Goblins out to protect that Mortar. And now a Mortar shot is locked on the tower for at least a couple shots. AQ has to come down.
Okay, one shot is through though. And the Boss Bandit, will the ability, okay, the ability does get down from the Queen at time, but this Boss Bandit is still very healthy.
This looks, it has pieces of the deck that we saw Mo run yesterday with Skeleton Barrel. We saw the Overwhelm that he put on against Sandbox. That was the game where Mo took 0 damage at all. The only person to do it at all yesterday, which was absolutely incredible. Lucas here. What are we seeing here at the bottom of the screen, Juice? What do you think?
I got you. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the drill. A lot of the time with Evo Snowball, you will see drill as the main win condition. Matchup-wise, I actually kind of like it for Lucas.
Yeah.
You know, if Lucas can get his cycle correct, have the Queen for the Mortars, and as well as use the Valkyrie efficiently on defense, that's a really good shot. But Ian is trying to basically abuse the fact that his starting hand was bad and continue to apply pressure while his cycle's messed up.
Yeah, and this is the deck that we saw Mo run yesterday. I had a little bit of fun with it, of course, being a new Mortar deck I haven't seen out in the world yet. The synergy between the Boss Bandit and the Skeleton Barrel is really interesting. We're going to see it right here. You usually want the barrel in front of the tank unit, but instead you can go Boss Bandit up front. You can use the ability, get the Skeleton Barrel in. Wow. And Boss Bandit goes a little too far back. High Berserker there. A nice play by Lucas.
Wow. Okay, the Fire Spirit is going to tank. Evo Valkyrie, wow. Oh my gosh, I keep saying wow, but this is just, this is so amazing. But really nice from Lucas to kind of delay on that Valkyrie to try to get more value out of it, and Ian kind of playing into his hand with that gang.
And we finally see the first little lick of damage come through against this deck. As we said, Mo took 0 yesterday, and now Ian just takes a little bit from that Evo Valkyrie.
And Evo Snowball is in cycle, so we are going to see that front drill placement, but Ian is on top of it. He waits, plays the Bar Drill instead, and prevents the Evo Snowball from getting any value.
I mean, Juice, that's a situation where you just got to hover, right? I mean, I know you want to predict, but then if you predict with the Evo Snowball, that's worse than having to use it on defense.
Evo Skeleton Barrel in cycle. Boss Bandit almost connects. Will Lucas have enough elixir?
And Boss Bandit dashes.
Wow!
With the Skellies. Boss Bandit at the bridge.
Lucas is low in elixir. He gets the Valkyrie down barely in time to stay in this match. But wow, insane pressure from Ian continuing to push the advantage.
The Boss Bandit is such an elixir leech when you talk about having to play against it, Juicy. If you don't defend it perfectly, you must get it down to stop that dash. And Lucas hasn't been able to get back on offense in about a minute. And now the Mortar locks again.
The Mortar is connecting, and the Boss Bandit is protecting. It's dashing every which way, and the Mortar continues to send volleys at this tower. Boss Bandit connects.
We're getting our first game free of number 3, an elimination game. One of these guys will go home, and one will move on.
Ice Spirit the bridge from Ian. He has not been waiting for his opponent in any of these games. Immediate Hog, immediate Mortar, immediate Ice Spirit the bridge. He wants to get in the gameplay. He wants to start figuring out what his opponent's using so he can begin to outplay.
Guards plus Ice Wiz. Could mean Mortar.
Yeah. Guards, Ice Wiz, E-Spirit. Mortar's an option. With the E-Spirit, it can be Grave.
I was just going to say, with the E-Spirit coming out.
Interesting. Yeah, roll a Giant then.
And Royal Giant going up against Control. We saw a similar situation. Look at Ian looking out at the crowd, talking to the crowd, literally in the middle of the match, talking to the crowd. This was a similar matchup to what we saw yesterday when we saw, it was at the end of the day. I think it was
Monk
Sam.
RG versus
It was
Tesla.
Sam.
I think it was Sandbox, And the question is, you know, does Lucas have the lightning? I think the lightning is definitely what you want in this sort of matchup so you can help break through those Teslas. And the fireball is just really not going to do the job.
So Ian going complete control here. Lucas going back to relative comfort, being one of the better RG players out there in the world. We'll see if he can figure out the equation to break through. Yesterday, Sam could not figure it out. Sandy played perfect D.
Delivery dropping down. Evo Ice Spirit just freezes everything. And that's why we saw Ian drop the Ice Spirit the bridge first play.
Yep.
Getting that Evo Ice Spirit cycle to time it perfectly for when the RG Evo will be there. He's able to really control the defense.
You don't know what to play, cycle your cheapest Evo. I learned that from watching Juicy J.
Shout out to Andrew, dude. Always making me smile on stage. And an E-Spirit here going to continue to apply pressure. And I guess the biggest thing to I really think about here is if I'm Lucas, if I'm the RG player, how am I gonna break through? We really saw, Sandbox really lock it down in yesterday's game. And I think Lucas knows best, RG the back.
I was just gonna say, I think what you gotta try to do is start getting those double RGs out. Ian's gonna take that rocket damage, no problem here in single. 25-78, lowest tower on the board. Lucas getting a little bit more in with that Monk Reflection, bringing that tower down to 27-41, and a miner goes to the back. Yep.
Monk gonna drop. He wants to prevent any more rockets on tower, using that ability to his advantage. RG does get one hit from Lucas, starting to even up this match.
And a high Tesla here to maybe help support the Monk. And one of the things about losing that 3-card cycle is these RG decks, it's so much harder to get 2 RGs out on the board. And Evo RG coming in. Ian spending everything he can, but that RG does retarget.
Wow. Oh, wait, the Monk is being paid for. The Monk gets the power on tower. That is game-changing damage. Even with the Fireball to prevent breakthrough, he needed that to happen.
And a huge slap, I guess, from the Monk. A chop. 2065,
yeah, who knows?
2186. Ice was the
does
catch.
pick up the miner, insane. Snowball's gonna try to push everything away, and the miner does start to connect.
2034, 1985 to 2065, neck and neck. Lucas cycles his non-Evo RG to the left-hand side as another miner comes in. Guards close enough to turn around.
2 Monks on the board now, trying to break through. Ice Wiz plus Log trying to get rid of the guards as well. This Evo Tesla continues to be a defensive menace.
And that delivery, I believe, hits the Ice Wiz and the RG. RG on the left gets a shot. Now RG on the right coming in. Evo RG, Tesla comes in just in time.
My goodness, we are heading into triple extra overtime in 5.
The guards! Oh!
Knight barely gets down for the guards. 3 Knights on the board for a split second. The Knight gets a little bit of chip here, and Lucas starting a Monk in the back, once again trying to prevent rocket value.
1784, 2065. Lucas needs to make something happen in the next 50 seconds, but having a tough time doing it. Ian doesn't even need a rocket cycle.
Guard's a little bit late. That could be game-changing damage to the miner connecting. Lucas needs the double RG to break through. And wow, and he tries to predict the Monk with the rocket, but he doesn't get it.
I don't know.
This is Lucas's time.
Yeah, maybe going for a little bit too much, but probably recognizing he can get back to that second Tesla, no problem. There it is. Now we need another RG, but Lucas can't find a way to break through.
Wow, another Monk at the bridge. 20 seconds on the clock. We'll see another RG soon.
He's got to play defense on the left, Juicy. He can't just let it go. E-Spirit has to come down and the guards. He can't support the RG.
The rocket does too much damage, and there it goes.
Can he get the prediction? Can he get it?